Today we're going to go through the basics of logic, editing, and just navigating around the screen. First, load up logic, clicking on here. Logic will usually load up on this screen. If not, it might look like this. If it looks like this, that means the program has loaded. What you need to do is click on File, New, and then Empty Project, and then we'll get up to this screen again. What we're going to focus is the main navigation area of Logic, so you know how to create audio tracks, virtual instrument tracks, and what each window does. On here, the plus sign lets you allow to create various types of tracks. So we're going to create 2 audio tracks, 3 software instrument tracks. The difference between these is on the first 3 tracks, this is where vocals get recorded. On the next 3 tracks, 4, 5, 6, is where you would play it on the keyboard. So these are virtual instrument. To load up a virtual instrument on one of these tracks, you go to the side window, Library, click on Library, click on Acoustic Pianos, and select a setting. So right now this is a keyboard. And make sure that this R is on. So when you press the keyboard, you can play the actual instruments on there. You can change the settings of these instruments. And they'll be playing. So this section is to load up and how to play virtual instruments. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to load up a loop, and I'm going to make sure it's a MIDI loop from Library. I'm going to select all drums. Anything that's in blue is an audio file, and this has to be dragged onto the actual audio track on the blue tracks. If you drag the blue tracks onto the green ones, it will not play. I will show you an example. So it's not playing. This must be played on a blue audio track. This is also the same with the green MIDI loops in Library section. So I've gone to Loops, Rock Beat 01, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this into an empty track. I'll play the original loop. I'm going to highlight this range window. Press Enter to go to Start, press Spacebar to start. Right now we can hear that this is a kick drum, this is a snare, and this is a hi-hat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to copy this region. This is called a region. I want to copy this across onto bar 3 and bar 4. So I've selected this, I'm going to press Command C, and I'm going to press Command V. This will paste it wherever I have this highlighted. So if I have it highlighted here, it's going to be pasted there, which I don't want. I want it to be pasted down here. So I'll highlight this, go back to number 3, and Command V, and I'll paste it there. Then I'm going to paste this again, Command V, so it's going to be the 3rd time. The 3rd time we're going to alter this drum kit. So I'm going to double click this again. When I double click this, it looks like the same as the original, as the first one, because it is. But this shows me that whatever I double click will reflect back in this piano roll. Okay, so when I double click this one, it's going to show this one. So if I press Escape, go to this tool, and say if I edit and add double kick between these two, go to back to pointer tool and double click on this. This area here will change. So that's single kick, double kick. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play the loops from the start. So the first 2 loops that I copied are exactly the same. And then the 3rd one here is going to be different, so we added the double kick between here and here. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this across to bar 7 and 8. So I'm going to highlight this. Make sure my locator is exactly on 7. So I'm going to, what way I do this, I'll press the mouse down and drag it, and then I'll make sure it's locked on 7. Then press Command V to paste. Command C to copy the actual region. So what I've done now is I've done 2 loops. What I'm going to do is I'm going to join these 2 loops together. First 2 and these 2. So they're going to be 2 different loops instead of 4 different regions. So the way I do this is I'm going to highlight, press Escape, press Blue tool, highlight this, and then hold down Shift and click this. This will make one. Then I'm going to let go of Shift, highlight this one, press Shift down and click on the next one. Now I've got 2 rock beats. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to rename this. This is rock beat 01. Double click this here. So what you need to double click is you click here on the region, then double click up here to rename it. And rename this rock beat 02. You notice that these are all green. We can change these colors later for when we're having more tracks. So right now what we've learned is we learned how to edit in the piano roll, cut, copy, paste and glue in basically using the virtual instruments on here. Next thing we want to do is we want to create another virtual, we want to duplicate this track, so we're not going to make a copy. To duplicate the track, we're going to go to Track, New Duplicate Setting. What we're going to do now is we're going to mute this channel. So this will stop playing these regions. What we're going to do is we're going to copy rock beat 02 down to the start of the new track we duplicated. Press paste. What we're going to do is we're going to edit this drum pattern here and make it slightly different. And we're going to also enable the loop function so it will keep repeating. Now I'm going to go into hiding these other windows that we don't need, so we're just going to do a lot of editing in this piano roll in this window. To hide these windows, we're going to click up here, Inspector, and click Media to top and right. This will maximize the window. Then we're going to zoom this up, and then also use this to zoom it in. So when I'm going to play this, we can see these patterns that are being played. So I'm going to highlight here in the piano roll, and it'll hopefully play. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight a region that I want to hear and what I visually want to see being moved and played at the same time. So I'm going to double click on this region here where it's not muted, and I'll show the window. To hide this piano roll, we can hide this just by clicking piano roll, so we don't want to see it. So whatever region is highlighted, or you can double click it, will display this window. What we're going to do now is we're going to add lots of double kicks to this drum part. So this is a kick drum here. I want to do is I'm going to zoom in a little bit more on here. So I'm going to zoom this across. And then what I want to do is I'm going to press Escape and go to the scissors tool. I want to cut this up right to where the grid. So you can see little grids in here. So I'm going to make him do lots of double kicks in here, just to make it more fun. And then I'm going to play it so you can have a listen. We can also cut this up with a snare by using the scissors tool again. Let's go back to the scissors tool by pressing Escape. Scissors tool, I'm going to cut this down here, only in certain sections. So we can see it from this section and this section over here. So I'm going to do this the same. That sounds pretty stupid, so I want to undo. To undo, you press Command Z, and this will restore for moving the mouse and put it back to normal. And we'll play the last edit we made to this. So that's all I want you to do for this lesson today. Thanks.